Reslow?
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2327C, raising the income offset.
That's also a good one that we could leave the reason behind the utility bills, rescue, and stuff like that. They do format and certain way of doing it, just to go out to best that resolution.
So moved.
Moved by
Moved by
Mr.
Reslow, second by Dolly. How do you vote, Patrick?
Yes.
Dolly?
Yes.
Kavah?
Yes.
Morgan? Yes. Reslow?
Yes.
Okay. 20, economic development, Matt Funk. A.
Matt, before you get into this one, is this not an issue that these attorneys need to be speaking about? Because if Northern Natural Gas are the ones that stopped him from doing it, it's not, I don't foresee it being our problem. If this should be a legal issue that our attorney, they need to be figuring out what's what.
I guess, give me a little background on it.
Well, it sounds like Northern Natural Gas came out and said our easement's X amount of feet, right?
Yeah.
And Forrest said, no, it's this, and this guy couldn't build because Northern Natural Gas says that their
The
easement's more.
microphone maps was.
Alright, so yeah, a builder, got the approval to move ahead with building on lot 12, or 30, lot 30. And, he had it staked out and was ready to go. He had an excavator there, a couple of dump trucks, and a representative from Northern Natural Gas essentially said he couldn't do it. And so everybody was on the phone, I was out there, Forrest was working on it all day. There was 10 different people working on this, trying to resolve this issue, and basically it comes down to language and agreement. And in short, I'm gonna say, through my viewpoint on it, Northern Natural Gas backtracking on agreements. So they put the builder, the city, Beezer and Kim, they put us all in a very bad predicament. Kind of blindsided, everybody was blindsided by it. And so the builder, and he wanted me to make a point to say that he's not making demands, but he, in a roundabout way, is asking for help. House building, whether anybody wants to believe it or not, is a very tight business. Not a lot of profit in it for people. If it was a lot of profit, we'd all be in it.
So who's right? V&K on their measurements, or the city, or whoever did that original, or Northern Natural Gas?
Okay, well, we've been going with Womble 1, Womble 2, same gas line, same agreements. And now on this particular build, through All Saints, the Northern Natural Gas is, in my opinion, backtracking on me.
But who's stopping them from digging?
Northern Natural Gas.
But they don't have anything to support their,
Correct. Now, even the builder said that he could have plowed through and pushed through,
and he could have.
but then there's that what if, as we're dealing with this 10-foot variance area.
So how many houses have been built already that would not meet their requirements?
There's 6 homes built, but I don't know whether they not meet their requirements.
And how many lots will this affect in
There's,
the remaining and through the next phase?
The next phase, it doesn't matter.
Does-
I thought it was fine in the next phase.
yeah, they're fine with the next phase. That took a while to clear up, but yeah, we've been working on this a lot. So yes, the Womble 3rd, that's the current under construction, Northern Natural Gas finally said, we don't work with the 50-foot easement.
So is it just the one lot?
Just it's All Saints and the 4 empty lots that are there on top of the one. There's next to the gas main, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total lots that are not built on yet.
And
Now,
none of them can be built on?
No, they can all be built on, they just, Northern Natural Gas wants to be 35 foot away from their gas main instead of 25 feet away from their gas main.
But they're all still buildable lots.
Yes,
But it changes,
changes the configuration of the house and where the garage goes, and, you know, lot 30, they were ready to go with this house at this dimensions,
At that location.
at that
I get it.
location.
lot 30 is gonna require.
I'm just wondering, like, are we getting, is this prohibiting houses to be built where we don't see anything coming back on that?
So the latest discussions, and we're still talking, but we had Seed and Northern Natural Gas and us at a kumbaya meeting and got together and talked through all this, and we're not 100% sure, but the indications we're getting is Northern Natural Gas is gonna be fine with the 50-foot easement that was there to begin with.
So can we table this piece until next month to see what comes
Yes.
with more
Yes.
discussions?
Yes, I very much would recommend.
And then we,
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick? So ultimately, who's responsible for understanding all these easements and stuff? Is it V&K? Is it the city? Is it a assessor? Who's responsible for knowing what these assessments or easements mean? Or are we just operating under presumptions that, well, this is fine here and this is fine there?
What does the recorded easement say?
So
What's that?
So the easements are recorded with the county recorder,
So
right? That's how they,
So there's a lot of things going on here. I don't know that a council meeting's worth doing all this, but there is a recorded easement from the 1950s with a blanket easement covering the whole thing.
okay,
Then there is a what's the term for the
There's an encroachment.
encroachment agreement. So there's an encroachment agreement that is also signed between Seed and Northern Natural Gas, and in the encroachment agreement, 50 feet comes up. And so Northern Natural Gas's argument is, well, great, you've got an encroachment easement, but we have this 1950s blanket easement, and that's more important than this encroachment agreement. And where our argument is, no, that encroachment agreement that was signed only 5 years ago is what should be governing here. So
so if both sides continue to fight, somebody's gonna have to
So
file a lawsuit.
we had this meeting, and Northern Natural Gas's attorney on the call and all 4 Seed members, and Northern Natural Gas is doing their due diligence right now. I reached out to him today, or last week, he responded this morning. I'm still gathering information, but hopefully have something figured out here yet this week.
Have we ever had, so they had an attorney working on their side. Did we ever think to pass this?
They did not,
The city's attorney, I mean, I like people and all, but they're kind of just for advisory purposes, they make recommendations and stuff, and they do good work. But if a company like that has an
You're gonna
attorney
have to
working
come
for
up with a
them,
microphone or
how come we're not
something.
having one work on our side and at least give us an opinion?
Warren Varley was present. Warren Varley is Seed's attorney, and he was a part of the conversation.
And we asked for their attorney to be on that one call. Up until that one call that we had, Northern Natural Gas did not have any attorneys involved. We were dealing at a staff level.
Okay,
We asked, can we get somebody, and actually that attorney being on the call was a good thing for Northern
Oh, it
Natural
is.
Gas. So I,
So we can just table this till next month, see
Yes.
what comes
So,
in the
yeah, I
next
just
month.
have to add here, we're talking about 2 different things, and it's getting very cloudy. Okay, so you gotta let's table this. But you got a gas line issue, but that's another issue. But the repercussion of that is it caused a builder some issues, so it's 2 different issues.
But I don't see how this builder, I don't wanna be the bad guy. this builder being out this, I don't see any road or path that goes down where the city is in charge of that expense. I just don't.
That's a risk you take as being a business owner.
I just don't, it's great that we're talking about stuff, I just, as a city person, just my opinion, I don't see how that recouping that cost is on the city. It's either someone else, kind of what Mike's getting at, I think, down the road, someone should have caught that, I don't know what it would have been, but I don't see how that's on the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so do you still want that tabled, or?
I don't personally want to talk about it at all. I don't think
Or
it's our,
it's done?
I mean, that's
So it's tonight.
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 Okay. Okay, B, resolution 2325C, setting the date,
Yes, this is a
September 11th.
development agreement. B and C is a development agreement that we approved. Now we're doing the legal process to setting a date for public hearing on September 11th. At that time, we'll be opening the public hearing and approving the development agreement, and it's done. So tonight, we need a motion can be on B and C to set a date for public hearing September 11th.
So moved.
Moved by Dolly,
Second,
second by Renslow, how do you vote? Patrick?
Yes.
Dolly?
Yes.
Kavah?
Yes,
Morgan? Yes. Renslow?
yes.
Forrest, real quick before you leave, can you,
Go anywhere.
can you send a print or something of what you talked about, the rebar 4x4? What,
Oh, I'll just send you the email.
send me the email, okay. And then you'll make sure your inspector and caliber know what they decided tonight, so they don't pour
Yes,
some
I
24
pass
foot line.
all that, yep. I will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, public forum, do they have anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we start looking at the speed limits, adjustment and what we need to do now that we're gonna have this new development out here? We're gonna have to look at the speed limit. We've talked about it. I just think now is probably the time that we need to start looking at the steps to possibly reduce the speed out there. And I don't know if we need to look out here by Quick Start
Yes.
at the speed limit there.
Yep.
Can we start working on those two pieces?
Yeah, I mean, that would be through your attorney, but yes, we need to go extend the 35 south past 110th, going south past Quick Start. We need to make it be 35 past the.
I didn't need to go
road.
past the homes, I don't know if you.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah, whatever
Going
needs to be
south,
done,
yeah.
I'd just like to see that process, somebody start that process.
Okay, we're gonna get ahold of the city attorney, Dwayne, and we'll have him, I think the police needs to be involved with this.
Whoever,
They have a
the
code.
power that
We'll
be.
give him, yeah, we'll tell
I
him.
just wanna get it started so we're not doing it last minute.
And then I got just, hey Jim, you reminded me about painting the crosswalks. And if we can't grind out the stump in the cemetery, we've got material we put on stumps to decay them at the cemetery. They got some kind of material to decay a stump if you can't grind them out.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else, anything else?
No.
Is there an update on the lights for the soccer complex at all? That's what, we had the estimate on that. Jim still got to paint the poles. And then I told Pat, do you know where those poles are going? He said, well, that's just an estimate, because they had just estimated how much wire, so I don't.
We got a joint utility meeting next month in
Yes.
September.
Put it on there, but
There you go.
there again, how many years have been since we took these lights down? 5, 6 years? And I know both sides are busy, the street's gonna have a new employee. I think they can work with the utility, dig the hole, and hopefully between them both, they can get something going.
But it can be on the agenda for that joint utility meeting so we can pin it down, get it done.
Yeah,
All right.
anything else?
I won,
Hey,
over under.
I thought it would be 99.
We're doing all right.